Greetings, fellow time travelers. Welcome back to Historia, where we unlock the most incredible mysteries of lost civilizations and dive deep into secrets that have shaped our world. I'm your archaeological guide, ready to take you on another mind-bending journey through the corridors of ancient Egypt. Today's discovery will absolutely blow your mind. We're about to uncover the truth behind the most famous pharaoh in history, a boy who ruled for barely 9 years but somehow conquered eternity itself. Before we unveil these shocking revelations, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Trust me, you don't want to miss the ancient mysteries we're about to reveal.
Picture this incredible scene: a golden mask gleaming in the darkness, a tomb filled with treasures beyond imagination, and a curse that allegedly claimed the lives of those who dared disturb the pharaoh's eternal rest. This is the story of Tutankhamun, the boy king whose death launched 1,000 theories and whose discovery changed archaeology forever.
But here's the mystery that has baffled scientists for over a century. How did a sickly teenager who ruled ancient Egypt for just 9 short years become the most recognized pharaoh in human history? What secrets were buried with him in the Valley of the Kings? And is there really truth to the deadly curse that supposedly haunts those who entered his tomb? Today, we're diving deep into the greatest archaeological mystery of the 20th century, and what we'll discover will challenge everything you thought you knew about ancient Egypt.
Let's travel back in time to 1342 BC, when ancient Egypt was facing some of its most turbulent years. Imagine a 9-year-old boy suddenly thrust onto the throne of the most powerful empire on earth. That boy was Tutankhamun, and his story is more incredible than any adventure movie. Recent DNA analysis has revealed shocking secrets about his family. Tutankhamun was the son of the heretic pharaoh Akhenaten, the revolutionary ruler who tried to completely transform Egyptian religion by worshipping only one god, the sun disk Aten. But here's what will amaze you. His mother wasn't the famous Queen Nefertiti, as scientists believed for decades, but actually Akhenaten's own sister. This close family relationship explains the tragic health problems that plagued young Tutankhamun throughout his short life.
Sometimes I wonder what my life would have been like if I had been born healthy. My foot was deformed, my spine was weak, and every step was a struggle. There were more than 100 walking sticks in my tomb, you know. Each one was a sign of how hard it was for me to walk.
But imagine being 9 years old and suddenly becoming the living god of Egypt. While other children were learning to read and play, Tutankhamun was making decisions that affected millions of people. However, the real power lay in the hands of his advisors, the cunning Vizier Ai and the ambitious military commander Horemheb, both of whom would later claim the throne for themselves.
To understand Tutankhamun's incredible story, we need to explore the chaos that his father Akhenaten left behind. Picture ancient Egypt in complete religious upheaval. Temples closed, priests powerless, and the people confused about which gods to worship. Akhenaten had done something unprecedented in Egyptian history. He abolished the worship of traditional gods, like Amun, Osiris and Isis, and declared that only Aten, the sun disk, should be worshipped. He even moved the capital to a brand new city called Akhetaten, meaning Horizon of Aten.
When Akhenaten died, his revolutionary religion collapsed almost instantly. 9-year-old Tutankhamun ascended to the throne with the name Tutankhaten, meaning living image of Aten. But here's what's fascinating. Under enormous pressure from the powerful priests and his advisors, the young pharaoh changed his name to Tutankhamun, living image of Amun, signaling the complete restoration of traditional Egyptian religion. This wasn't just a name change. It was a complete reversal of his father's revolution. Temples were reopened, traditional festivals resumed, and Egypt began the slow process of healing from years of religious chaos. But while the country was recovering, young Tutankhamun remained a largely symbolic figure, with real power resting in the hands of his much older advisors. Here's where our story takes a truly mysterious turn.
Tutankhamun died at approximately 18 or 19 years old, barely into adulthood by any standard. For a pharaoh, this was practically infancy in terms of wielding real power. But what killed the young king has become one of archaeology's greatest puzzles.
For decades, scientists believed Tutankhamun was murdered. X-ray examinations in the 1960s revealed what appeared to be a fatal blow to the head. suggesting someone had struck the young pharaoh with a heavy object.
The theory made perfect sense. Ambitious advisors removing a weak ruler to seize power for themselves. But wait, here's where modern science completely changed the story. 21st century CT scans revealed that the skull damage probably occurred after death, possibly during the mummification process, or from rough handling by archaeologists.
So if it wasn't murder, what killed the boy king?
Recent scientific analysis has uncovered something incredible. Tutankhamun suffered a severe leg fracture shortly before his death. The bones around the break showed no signs of healing, indicating this was a fatal injury. Combine this with evidence of malaria found in his mummy, and we get a clearer picture. The young pharaoh may have fallen from his chariot during a hunting expedition or military campaign, and the resulting infection, combined with his already weak constitution, proved deadly.
But here's what makes this even more intriguing. The genetic evidence shows that Tutankhamun's parents were brother and sister. This close inbreeding resulted in weak bones, birth defects, and a compromised immune system that made any injury potentially fatal.
Fast forward to November 1922, when British archaeologist Howard Carter made what many consider the greatest archaeological discovery of all time.
Picture the Valley of the Kings after 3,000 years. Most royal tombs had been thoroughly plucked clean by ancient robbers. Experts believed there were no major discoveries left to be made.
Carter thought differently. He had spent years searching for one specific tomb, that of the obscure pharaoh Tutankhamun, whose name appeared only briefly in ancient king lists. Most of his colleagues thought this was a waste of time and money. His patron, Lord Carnarvon, was ready to abandon the project entirely.
Then, on November 4th, Carter's workers discovered steps leading down into the bedrock. When they cleared the entrance, they found a door bearing the seals of the 18th dynasty royal burials.
Carter made a tiny hole and inserted a candle. What he saw would change archaeology forever.
When Lord Carnarvon asked, "Can you see anything?" Carter uttered the immortal words, "Yes, wonderful things."
The tomb contained over 5,000 objects. Golden chariots, thrones, weapons, jewelry, furniture, and even childhood toys. Everything was perfectly preserved, creating a time capsule that offered an unparalleled glimpse into ancient Egyptian royal life. Unlike the massive tombs of other pharaohs, Tutankhamun's burial chamber was relatively small, suggesting it may have been prepared hastily for his unexpected death. But with the discovery came something unexpected: fear. Just months after the tomb's opening, Lord Carnarvon died from an infected mosquito bite that led to blood poisoning.
Newspapers around the world seized on this tragedy, claiming that the pharaoh's curse had struck down those who disturbed his eternal rest.
The media went wild with supernatural explanations. They reported that at the moment of Carnarvon's death, the lights went out across Cairo, and back in England, his dog howled and died.
More deaths followed. Archaeologists, officials, and visitors connected to the expedition all seemed to meet untimely ends. One newspaper claimed to have found a curse inscription on the tomb walls: "Death shall come on swift wings to him who disturbs the peace of the king." The problem? No such inscription was ever found, but the legend had already taken on a life of its own.
Here's the fascinating part. Most of the people involved in the discovery lived long, healthy lives. Howard Carter himself lived another 17 years after opening the tomb. Statistical analysis shows that people connected to the excavation actually lived longer than average for their time period.
But people prefer mystery to statistics, and the curse of the pharaohs became an integral part of Tutankhamun's legend, transforming an archaeological discovery into a global cultural phenomenon.
When archaeologists finally catalogued the tomb's contents, they discovered something extraordinary. Over 5,000 objects had been carefully placed around the young pharaoh, everything he would need for his journey to the afterlife.
The centerpiece was the golden burial mask. 11 kilograms of pure gold inlaid with lapis lazuli, turquoise and carnelian. This masterpiece perfectly captured the idealized features of the young king and was designed to serve as his face in the afterlife, allowing the gods to recognize and welcome him.
But that was just the beginning. The tomb contained golden chariots, ceremonial weapons, elaborate furniture, and even a dagger made from meteorite iron, literally forged from metal that fell from the heavens. For ancient Egyptians, this represented divine power made manifest.
Every object told a story. Gaming boards suggested the young pharaoh enjoyed playing ancient Egyptian board games. Numerous walking sticks confirmed his physical disabilities. Golden sandals indicated his royal status. Even food provisions were included, bread, wine, and other sustenance for the eternal journey.
What amazed archaeologists most was the craftsmanship. These weren't just valuable objects, they represented the pinnacle of ancient Egyptian artistry and technology. The precision of the goldwork, the intricacy of the inlays, and the sophisticated techniques used revealed a civilization at the height of its artistic achievement.
The 21st century has brought incredible new tools to the study of Tutankhamun, revealing secrets that Howard Carter could never have imagined.
DNA analysis has finally solved the mystery of his parentage, confirming that he was indeed the son of Akhenaten and showing the genetic consequences of royal inbreeding.
CT scans have revealed the full extent of his physical ailments, spinal curvature, clubfoot, cleft palate, and evidence of multiple malarial infections. This wasn't the strong, healthy pharaoh depicted in artistic representations, but a sickly young man struggling with serious health challenges throughout his short life.
Chemical analysis of objects from his tomb has revealed fascinating details about ancient Egyptian technology. The meteorite dagger, for instance, contains nickel and cobalt in proportions that match known meteorites, confirming that ancient Egyptian metalworkers could indeed work with extraterrestrial materials.
Even more intriguing, recent analysis of Tutankhamun's mummy has revealed traces of embalming materials from across the ancient world, resins from Lebanon, oils from distant lands, and spices from exotic locations. This shows that even in death, the boy king commanded resources from across the known world.
Fellow time travelers, we've journeyed together through one of history's greatest mysteries, from the religious upheaval of Akhenaten's revolution to the incredible discovery that made a forgotten boy king immortal. Tutankhamun's story reminds us that history is filled with unexpected twists, and that sometimes the most unlikely figures become the most enduring symbols. What do you think about this incredible tale? Was Tutankhamun's death really an accident? Or do you believe there was something more sinister involved? Share your theories in the comments below. I love reading your insights, and they often lead to fascinating discussions. If this archaeological adventure amazed you, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to Historia for more incredible journeys through ancient civilizations. We have so many more mysteries to explore together, from the lost civilizations of the Americas to the buried secrets of ancient Asia. Next week, we're traveling to ancient Mesopotamia to uncover the shocking truth behind the world's first cities. Trust me, what we'll discover will completely change how you think about the birth of civilization.
Until then, keep exploring, keep questioning, and remember, history is not just about the past, it's about understanding who